A Minneapolis mother, Maria, shot during a door-to-door sweep. Maria's children watched a nightmare unfold. A Portland father, Raphael, yanked through a car window by masked agents with no name tags. An Arizona city councilwoman, Anna, is watching her local budget cannibalized by federal middleman contracts. Maria's death, at the hands of Operation Metro Surge, will cost the city over $14 million in civil liabilities. On January 24th, 2026, the machine got Alex. Alex was a citizen. He was a 37-year-old VA ICU nurse, a lifesaver. He stood on a Minneapolis street corner holding a cell phone. He was filming mass agents, aka mercenaries, pulling over $145,000 in base salaries, plus unlimited overtime, shove a helpless woman to the asphalt. He reached down to help her. "He's got a gun," an agent screamed. Alex threw his hands up, one hand empty, the other clutching his phone. He wasn't reaching, he was retreating. Bow. 10 rounds into his back. Alex bled out on the sidewalk. An officer stood over his body. The officer didn't render medical attention, nor did he call a medic. A witness audio captured the question, "Where's the gun?" Beside Alex lay a shattered cell phone. He had no criminal record, a valid permit to carry, and he had a career saving the veterans that defended this country. In the world of the one big beautiful bill, a $170 billion financial engine, Alex wasn't a human being. He was a loss leader in a high-margin operation. Today we are auditing the ICE task force. We're tracking the $50,000 blood bonuses, the literal sign-on premiums for new recruits, the 287G bounty system, and the asset forfeiture black box that allows agents to seize millions in private wealth to fund a Deportation-Industrial Complex, currently larger than an entire Department of Justice budget combined. To run a heist this big, you need a fixer named Tommy, someone who knows how to pad his pockets. Meet Tom Homan, the border czar. Before he was the architect of the one big beautiful bill, he was a private consultant for the very firms now receiving over $45 billion, and get this, no bid contracts from the government. First, let's review Tommy's FBI sting. September 20th, 2024, a Texas steakhouse. Homan meets with the undercover agents posing as private equity. There was a handoff. Hidden cameras record Homan accepting a paper takeout bag. Inside the bag, $50,000 in untraceable cash. In the recording, Homan calls it a retainer for future strategic guidance. What guidance? The guidance guaranteed to access the one big beautiful bill's $30 billion procurement fund. A promise to steer the Deportation-Industrial Complex toward his preferred vendors the moment he takes the oath. In early 2025, the Department of Justice, under new management, Tommy's friends, executed a forensic wipe. They killed the investigation, pulled the FBI files labeled the sting entrapment. The $50K, it was recategorized as unreported consulting income. Case closed. Now, as a border czar, Homan's net worth is tucked into his operational overhead, the $12 million bubble. Homan travels with a 30-agent security detail. The cost to taxpayers? A cool $1 million a month to protect one man from the public he supposedly serves. While Homan's security budget spiked 400%, he signed off on an efficiency cut for the office of the Inspector General. How convenient. He didn't just fire the watchdogs, he used the watchdog's salary to pay for his own armored motorcade. This isn't public service, it's corporate insulation. In the NBA audit, when security costs rise as oversight falls, you aren't looking at a government agency. You're looking at a rogue subsidiary protecting its CEO at the taxpayer's expense. Go, Tommy. How do you justify the $170 billion price tag? Well, you turn a human being into a commercial unit. Check out this bounty system. Under the new 2026 performance tiers, agents are eligible for a $5,000 quarterly bonus, aka $20,000 a year. And this is based on removal volume. This isn't law enforcement, it's commission-based extraction. And they also have a hiring hack. To hit their 14,000 agent quota, they slashed training to just 6 weeks. They are hiring 18-year-olds with $50,000 cash in hand bonuses. The result? We have teenagers with badges and 6 weeks of training performing high-stakes urban raids. This is law enforcement startup. When you scale this fast with zero vetting, you aren't hiring protectors, you're hiring liabilities. And in 2026, those liabilities are backed by a $45 billion detention budget that must be spent to justify the next fiscal year. Tommy's friends are living a good life for sure. Why are the GEO Group and core Civic stocks hitting all-time highs? Because of take or pay contracts. The loophole, the government pays for the beds in the prisons, whether they are full or empty. This creates a permanent demand for detainees. There's a margin call. If unit, aka people counts drop, the private equity firms holding the debt trigger a margin call on the government to increase sweeps. The commander-at-large of Operation Metro Surge was the turn and burn specialist. His tactics, smashing windows and rappelling from Blackhawks to ensure the unit count met the quarterly contract requirements. If you're scratching your head asking yourself, how do you get local sheriffs to play along? You don't ask for their help. You buy their capital expenditure budget. In the NBA audit, we call this corruption. The $1,000 bounty. Under the new performance tiers, ICE doesn't just ask for cooperation, they pay a quarterly monetary performance award. If a precinct locates 90 to 100% of the targeted units, the department receives $1,000 per trained officer. For a mid-sized department with 50 task force officers, that's a $50,000 retention bonus, handed over every 3 months just for hitting the numbers. Turning bodies into iron, but the real greed isn't in the cash, it's in the asset swaps. The military grade credit. ICE uses its $45 billion one big beautiful bill surplus to act as a tactical gear sugar daddy. If you hit your removal volume targets and your department is fast-tracked for a $340,000 Lincoln Bearcat armored vehicle, and if you collect 10 high-value units and ICE grants your department a $300,000 thermal imaging drone to hunt down the bad guys, there you have it. There is the hidden liability. There is the middleman cannibalization. There is the greed play. The government pays for the armor, but the local taxpayer pays for the blood. Let me explain. When a local officer on ICE task force shoots someone like Maria, the federal government invokes immunity, sovereign immunity. The liability then shifts back to the city. While the sheriff gets a free Bearcat tank truck, the city general fund gets hit with a $14.2 million settlement. This is predatory financing. ICE is loaning tactical gear to local cities in exchange for unit production, while leaving those same cities to hold the bag when a 19-year-old recruit they funded makes a multi-million-dollar mistake. When a sheriff looks at a crowd, he isn't seeing a community. He's seeing equity. He's seeing toys. He's seeing drones. He's seeing armored vehicles. If he meets his numbers, people are now units. Maria thought she was opening the door to a neighbor when she was sadly taken away. Alex thought he was helping a woman in need. The system saw Tom Homan's $50,000 takeout bag and turned their head. Greg Bovino's Gestapo optics and a $120 billion heist. They're all parts of the same machine. It's a self-funding, militarized profit center. In an NBA audit, there are no accidents, only uncalculated risk. And right now, the risk is all yours. To all my people, stay greedy, stay smart. I'm Marion B., and this was the NBA Audit.